Hello, 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 Susie. Beautiful Susie. You are number one tonight. Hello, Blondie. Hello, hello. Good to see you. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. I told you I would be back. I was almost procrastinating again. It is still September 20th, 2024, like in just a few moments. But that's okay. I made it. Hey, Michelle Davis. Hello, hello, hello. Y'all see this picture up here? This is my beautiful mother. Hello, Miss Ann. Hello, good to see you. In case you're wondering, this is my beautiful mother when she was graduating. I pulled this out of one of her pictures at her house. Oh, I have two Anns in here. Hello, hello. Hello. Yeah, I just felt like putting a young photo of my mom up. Thank you. Yeah, I guess y'all thought, what was going on? And who is this lady up here? Reese Cup 61. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that was my mom in her younger days. Sure was. Hey, Beth Ann. Hello, hello. Good to see you. I hope everybody's doing okay tonight. I sure hope everybody's doing okay. I wanted to come in here and kind of just update y'all and say thank you. Thank you for all the prayers and continued prayers. Hello, Outdoorsy Life. Hello, hello. I know you do, Miss Ann. I know you do. Lord, this has been such a roller coaster ride for me. I'm telling you what. But today, and that's what we're going to talk about, today, Smiley had a come to Jesus meeting with these people. You know, Smiley can be nice and good and kind, but then you let Smiley get rubbed the wrong way, and oh boy, is it on. Especially when it comes to my mommy, or anybody I love for that matter. I can only allow you to do so much to my family, and then it's on like Donkey Kong. I just had to fix me some coffee right in the middle of the night. Hey, Diane. Hello, hello. Yeah, this has been a trying time. It's been a long, trying time. I don't know. I hope everybody's been doing good. I hadn't really got to watch much YouTube here lately. Yesterday and today, I got to poke my head in on some, which was very interesting. I'll start with that, just kind of touch base with that. I know you have, Susie, and I really appreciate it. I have been seeing the prayers and text and email. Some of my phone calls I've got to answer, not very many, because it's been one thing after another. I am back home now. I guess I should say that. I'm back home now. I guess that's what got me so worked up. I just got back home. They were supposed to put a feeding tube in my mom today, and that got all screwed up. Yeah. We'll get there in a minute. She ran calling wildfire. Hey, Margaret. Hello. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know y'all get bored hearing about my personal life, but frankly, what I've seen on these streets lately, I don't know which one I'd rather do. Hey, Marley. Hello. Good to see you. I really don't want to be put in this position of having to do this, but boy, these streets are bad, ain't they? Pretty tough either way. I guess everybody's got their own problems, huh? Oh, and Miss Ann, no, I'm still praying for you, and asked everybody to please pray still for Miss Ann. And anything I've missed while I'm gone or was gone, Lord, y'all just might have to update me. I don't know. Thank you, honey. It's just been so hard. But I do still worry about you. And Nana, I don't know if she's listening or asleep. She should have her booty in bed. But Miss Nana, I never stop worrying about her either. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to update y'all a little bit. You're in prayers, need prayer yourself, Margaret. Let's see. My body is hurting, and I go for an MRI on the 25th. Well, we'll certainly be praying for you. Lord, you're speaking of an MRI, girl, and I got some things to say about some MRIs. I wish you luck on that, Margaret. I really do. And I'm so sorry you're hurting, and I hope you're not in much pain or won't be in much pain. And I hope they figure out what's wrong with you. Annabella, honeys. Look, I love you, girl. And thank you. And girl, as soon as Miss, Lord, I'm losing my mind. I'm so tired, y'all. As soon as Millie told me what you said the other day, Annabella, I was leaving. I love you, Annabella. You're going to hear about my come to Jesus meeting today. And for those who don't know about that, I'm going to tell you about that. Hey, Selena. Hello. Welcome. Anybody coming in that don't know, this is my mom's picture I got at her house. This is her, one of her graduation pictures. I wanted to put it up tonight. I hope y'all don't mind. And I'm praying for everybody in here. I'm sure we could all use a little bit of prayers. Thank you all for being here. Uh-oh. I had to put this stupid coat on here. So, y'all know what happened to me in the Kroger's up there. Oh, Lord, have mercy. That was some weird stuff, y'all. That was just weird. I look just like her. Especially when I'll show you some more pictures. I'll get some more out. Like when she got older, she tried to be like me, pulling the brown and blonde off. She tried to be like me. We were always more like sisters because she was so young when she had me. You'd always think I was the mama, though. I'm just saying. Something she told me, I just died in the hospital the other day when she said, I'm the mother. You think? Yeah, a lot of people need prayers. My daughter's friend was going to a concert and they were in a wreck. Oh my goodness. And it was really bad. And one didn't know if they were going. Oh my gosh. That's so sad. Yeah. Yeah, that was Susie. That was pretty wild in Kroger's. You want to know what happened? Y'all want to know what happened the same day? Let me go ahead and tell y'all this little story that happened the same. I can tell y'all two more things that happened up there. Lord God, y'all won't believe it. Yeah, you probably will. Haven't I told y'all before in here, when I go somewhere, and I was just talking about vacation then, I wasn't even talking about in a crisis. I said, When Smiley goes on vacation, it's like the damn National Lampoon. I am not kidding you. Well, I'm not kidding you. And actually, I do need to say this one first, because if by chance this lady hears this one, I don't know what makes me think people's going to hear my shit, but if they do, I want you to know, and I might have said it the other day. Hey, that girl. I might have said it the other day. I don't know. I've been so I don't want to say confused, but I've just been so wore out and had so much on my mind. I do want to say, because I told somebody about it, so I'm not sure it was on the live, but I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you can pay it forward, pay it forward. Oh, I think I told y'all I was going to tell you, but not on that one. So it was the same day. Lord have mercy. Y'all know Smiley don't ask nobody for nothing. Don't want to ask nobody for nothing. Don't take nothing. And I have been offered stuff too and won't take nothing. Okay? Now, because I was always taught where there's a will, there's a way, and that's just that. But, okay, so I have to tell you the first thing. Okay, so, when you travel, first of all, if you don't tell your card company you're going or some bullshit, they like to be blocking your card. Well, for some reason, we didn't have no problems down there or for 2 or 3 days or whatever. Well, it started because we have a dollar. I'm assuming that's how we got flagged, because we have a dollar store right by my house here in Florida. We go there all the time. Well, we were on our way to the hospital, or we were going to go this was before Kroger's. Okay, that morning we left my mom's, and we had went over there for something. Hell, I can't remember how it went. But anyway, needless to say, we had went over there. I guess we had checked on my brother or whatever. I don't remember, but so much shit's happened. Thank you, Margaret. And my husband had been needing a belt because he left his here in Florida. We had just ran out that day or whatever. And he needed some socks too. I don't know, but whatever. So we were going to go in the Walmart, and he's just like, I'll just stop here in this dollar store. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going to sit in the car. Take this card. So he goes in, but he comes back out and he says, they flagged this card for fraud. I said, what? I have time for all that mess. I said, you just hold on. Y'all know me when I get upset. I'm like, you just hold on. I'm calling them right now. You can go back in there and get your freaking crap. But that's not what I said exactly. My patience are wearing thin. I don't have patience, y'all. I'll be the first one to admit it. I don't have patience. He's the calm one. I'm not. So anyway, I said, just hold on. So I'm calling the bank, yada, yada. They're supposed to send you a text message and all that. So anyway, they get my information, they have it fixed. So I'm still on the phone with them as I'm telling him to go in there and get it. He comes back out. He's got the sack, got everything good to go. So we go stop over in Waffle House because we're going to have breakfast, something I don't usually eat, but he wants it. So we're going to stop and eat breakfast. Okay. Now, mind you, this is all before the Kroger deal. So I eat a waffle, and because I just am really not hungry, but I think my body needs something sweet. So I'm going to get a waffle and a coffee, and we're sitting over there at the booth, or where the chairs are, not in a booth, which is something we normally don't do. Maybe that brought us bad luck. I don't know. So anyway, whatever he got, I don't even know. Hey, Millie. So get up, and I just get up and walk out. He's paying the bill. He comes back out to my side of the car, flagged us for fraud. I said, do what? It ain't even been a freaking hour. Are you kidding me? So I am like, I can't deal with this. Just hold on. So the reason he comes to my side is so Waffle House don't think we're leaving, right? I am like, I just cannot. Trying to call the bank. Yeah, Waffle House and maple syrup. So none of this day's going right, okay? And I'm like, by this time, I'm in one of my smiley, like, Y'all hear me clapping my hands like somebody? I'm like, I've been with y'all over 30-something years. Stop blocking my card for fraud. Y'all did this a while ago. I could have had the whole, I could have had this settled within 3 seconds if I would have just stopped running my mouth, okay? But I'm like really pissed, okay? Oh, he's just standing there calm. The next thing I know is they start asking me about the dollar store again. Forget all that. Don't ever block my card again. Now, I'm really going off, okay? I just can't help it. So, this nice lady, she had a hat on, so I'm thinking, okay, like, I'm thinking she's the waitress or whatever. I'm not paying no attention because I'm on the phone going, postal, Waffle House postal, okay? Waffle House postal. Yeah, smile around and find out, right? Smile around and find out. Waffle House style. Waffle House style, okay? So in the meantime, this lady comes and she has this bill wrapped up. It was $25.17 something, okay? So she hands it. She reaches over my leg. My husband's standing there. She reaches over my leg and puts it in the dash car, in the thing. And she says, it's paid for. I'm like, So look, instead of being grateful, Smiley's like, hold up now. What's going on? I get pissed off because somebody's paying my bill. Like I'm more. This lady on the phone gets the rap. I'm like, you got to be kidding. This lady done paid my damn bill now because of what y'all did. I am so pissed. But I didn't want her to leave. I'm like, hold up. Y'all got to fix this. Y'all got to fix this. I mean, right is right, right? Because I had the money in the bank. I'm like, right is right. I'm trying to be taking no money from nobody. I'm just trying to get to the hospital and see my mama. And I already know I done got summons that I need to bring her something to eat because she's not eating their food. And I need to bring her something. That's why I had to stop in Kroger's to begin with. I'm about to lose my ever-loving mind. My husband's just standing there just as calm. Y'all would have to know him. So he's like, it's okay. She paid for it. It is not okay, I say. It's not okay. Right is right. So anyway, I said, okay, the lady says it's fixed. But you're supposed to, I said, you said it was fixed an hour ago at the dollar store. Why did y'all flag me again? I'm still questioning her. I have no sense when it comes to my money or my family, y'all. So she says, well, you're supposed to get text messages, and that way you can, I said, ma'am, I did not get a text message flagging me saying I could push yes or no. Would you fix that for me kindly? Yes, ma'am, it's fixed now. I said, okay, I tell you what, now I've got to go in here and pay my waitress. Do you mind staying on the phone with me while I walk in here and pay my waitress? Right is right. My waitress didn't do nothing, okay? She says, yes, ma'am, I'll stay on the phone with you. So now I go in there and I'm flagging my waitress down, which my husband's still outside because he's like, I ain't having no part of this. So I said, honey, come here. This lady's on the phone. Everything's fixed now, but I need to pay you. I need to give you a tip. So I gave the girl a $10 tip, which she probably had a heart attack, okay? So I gave her a $10 tip. That's right, and they don't know me. So by that time I gave her a $10 tip. She's like, do you need any coffee? I said, yes, ma'am. Please get me a large coffee to go. I need a large one with about 5 creams and a sweet and low honey. So she did. Look, Smiley's still not satisfied. I am still not satisfied my bill's paid. I said, ma'am, I need to ask you something. She said, what's that? I done hang up on the lady at the bank at that point. I said, ma'am, who just paid my bill? Does she work here? Well, she didn't know. She said, I think so. I don't know if she did or not. But she said, I said, she had on a hat. That's all I saw. She got gone real quick. I said, I had her going through my tickets. I said, can you go through my tickets, please? Now, y'all know I can talk to anybody. So she's going through all my tickets. She's going through all them tickets till she finds mine. Is this one yours? No, honey. I had the waffle and then the scrambled cheese eggs or whatever. Oh, okay. This one right here. Then she goes and gets another waitress. Ma'am, who do you know who it was? It a worker? I said, because I want to leave her money if it's a worker or whatever. Right is right, right? I said, even if she comes back tomorrow. So the other waitress said, no, it was a customer. I said, oh, for God's sakes, crying out loud. Does the customer come in here a lot? Is there any way I can get in touch with the customer? I mean, I was not grateful. I was just pissed. But I was pissed at the bank. She said, oh, I don't know. Well, by that time, I'm done talking to everybody in the Waffle House, honey. I needed to be slapped upside my head, really. And then my husband comes walking in there. It pisses me off when he does shit like that. He's like, what are you doing? He says, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm trying to find out who paid our bill. Okay. So I come on, I get in the car. I said, now, right is right. Right is right. Yeah, all these full moons, Ash Cash. All these full moons. So I get in the car. But I'm thinking, and this is why I tell y'all to pay it forward. So we get on the interstate because, after we get to Kroger's and all that craziness, foolishness happens, then I'm calmed down because I'm happy because I got my phone. Yeah, and think about this. This is why. Okay, and this is why I want to tell you to pay it forward. Because when we first left the house, there was this guy, and I've told y'all this in many things, some people don't give people change or money and all that. They think they're going to buy alcohol. They do this, they do that, yada, 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 whatever. And I don't think so. I think I'm going freaking nuts. I think I'm going nuts. I was already a little bit crazy. I'll admit it now. But, so, well, y'all see why in a minute. But anyway, there was this guy standing up there on the corner, and he had his sign, he was homeless. Now, I usually carry a lot of loose change and stuff, but I didn't have any. I remember seeing a couple of quarters in there and something, but my husband said, you got any change on you? He was driving, and I was on the other side, and the man was on his side. I said, no. I was just in a bad mood. And I'm like, no. And we was at a stop sign. I got thinking about it, and I said, yeah, here, I think I remember seeing it, and I had like 50 or 61 or 2 cents. I said, it ain't much, just give him this. I just kind of handed it to him. So he called him over there, and he said, here, buddy, this is all we got. Sorry, all we could scrounge up. Yeah, Trooper's mom, that exit. That was him. And so we left. But my point to this story is, I feel like I told my husband after all that madness happened, I said, you know what? After I calmed down, I said, you remember that man I gave that change to? He's like, yeah. I said, I feel like I gave him that change I don't know if he needed it or not. But I said, I feel like then somebody paid our bill in a Waffle House. I said, but I didn't need it, and that made me mad. Maybe I shouldn't have been mad about that. I said, because really the moral to the story was this. If that hadn't happened, honestly, I wouldn't have gave that girl a $10 tip. And it was really probably the girl in the end that really, really probably needed that $10 for something. And we don't know what, but she's the one that probably really needed the money. And so we never know the chain of events why stuff happens. But that's the way I looked at it. And God has his hands in everything. So just next time you're out, if you see these people, it doesn't matter who, what, when, where, why. Doesn't matter. It's not your business what they're doing with it. If you have some spare change, give it. Just give it. It may not come back to you then, but you never know. But you never know. It's not you that it's coming back to. I really couldn't help but think about the girl and the tip. That's what I couldn't help. And then the lady that helped me, even when I didn't need it, if they would have just waited, I could have paid my bill. But there's no telling how she's going to be blessed. And that's something I live by. It is. But I thought I would share that with you. But yeah, the story in Kroger's was crazy. That was crazy. And then I'm not going to put it out, but Millie, I won't put it out. I really won't. But Millie knows something even crazier than all that happened. Let's just put it that way. To two of my family members up there while I was up there, and I had video proof of that, and things just got really wild and out of control. So a lot makes you think. Yeah, Millie, you know what I'm saying. But this whole situation is like crazy. But I had to tell that story. Sorry, y'all. See how I can just talk and talk and talk? I'm losing my ever-loving mind, if I ever had one. Let's see. Yeah, we're all blessed beyond measure. We are all blessed beyond measure. But today I had to have this come to Jesus meeting with these doctors this morning, because before I left, let me just tell you what happened. And I know there is some people that do know my mom, or I've come to find out who are family members, and they know that I try to keep family and this separate, but they keep up with they keep up with this when I haven't been able to keep up with them on the phone and stuff like that, if that makes any sense. Hold on. And so because I'm real careful with these cases and stuff to keep my family out of this. So anyway, where was I at? Oh, so before I left there to come back, we had a real long, thorough day with my mom, and especially a team of neurologists workups with me and my son who lives there, and certain people in the room, yada yada. My mom was so tired that day. And when I mean workups, let me tell you something. What I mean by that is my mom, after this spinal surgery, after her brain bleed, which she still got blood in her brain, she has fluid. I'm trying not to go into so much, but there is a lot I can tell, which is fine. And what I mean, she is pretty much bedridden. Okay, let me say that. Okay, I'll say that. I'll just say it like that. But they had a pretty much a lot of tests and a lot of things with her there in the bed. Okay, so you'll kind of get an understanding. And so anyway, then she's so weak. She's so weak. They're having all of these MRIs and all of these CAT scans and all this stuff over and over and over again. Okay, so I done told y'all she probably don't weigh 80 pounds soaking wet, which her pain level from head to toe is bad. Her brain is not telling, her kidneys are not failing, but her brain is not telling her bladder to go to the bathroom. It's one thing after another. It's just really bad. I can't express how bad it is, okay? This is not my mom. When we had the team of doctors in the last face-to-face in the meetings, I pretty had to get pretty firm with them then, but, you kind of had to be nice to them too. But there's a lot of tests out and stuff like that too. We know she's got an infection. She's got, I ain't just talking about a bladder infection and all that. I'm talking about she has an infection in her spine and stuff like that. It's a lot, okay? I'm trying to think how to word all this. Let me just fast forward a little bit. Okay, so that real serious meeting, they also decided, okay, she needs her nutrition, which they're going to put a feeding tube in her. They were supposed to put a feeding tube in her. Okay, they were going to put a feeding tube in her today. They were going to put her to sleep, put a feeding tube in her stomach, because she needs all the nutrition she can get. She won't eat, okay? I don't care how much you can sit there and spoon feed her, whatever, yada, yada. Okay? A lot of that's coming from the pain too. She's getting weaker and weaker. Hey, reach for the skies and everybody coming in. Right, Troopers Mom. Okay, now I had to come back home. Again, my son was there, her friend was there, whatever. I had to come back home. I also had, anyway, never mind. But the point is, my son, this is why we had to come to Jesus meeting today. Oh, and her night nurse, listen, if that woman, if anybody needs a trophy and a Nurse of the Year award, it's that lady. That one lady there on nights. Let me tell you. And she's a godsend. But anyway. Okay. So this morning, first of all, my son goes out there. He says, Mom, because, of course, I done call him. We're calling back and forth. I mean, I probably called him more than I've called him in a year. He's like, Mom, I don't know what they're doing. He said, the nurse's station, when I stopped this morning, said she's not getting a feeding tube. And their notes are all wrong. And nothing that they said yesterday is what is in the charts or what is going on. I said, do what? I said, what did you do? What? He said, I think this is one of her doctors out in the hall, but I don't know which one. I called out the name and he said, I don't know. But this nurse told me XYZ. And if she had a feeding tube, it would not be the one in her stomach, which I assumed he was talking about an NG tube down her nose. I said, well, y'all can imagine what I said on the phone to my son. I said, you better, and I'm talking to my son, I said, you better get me a doctor on this phone right now. Actually, hang up and go find somebody and call me from your phone now. I don't care what you do. Don't have me call it. Don't make me drive back down there right now. Right now. My husband was coming back from the store and he was shaking his head like, oh my God, we got to drive right back down there again. I said, don't make me. He said, okay, Mom. So, guess who we got? He calls me back. And they're in the room with my mom. Now, my mom knows I don't play, even though we done told them. We all done told them we want the truth, nothing but the truth, the God's honest truth, no matter what. First of all, my mom said all of her life, she don't want to live as a vegetable. She don't want to be this. She don't want to be that. And that's before she got sick. So it's okay to talk in front of her. That's all I'm saying. But she wants to live. Don't get me wrong. But we ain't playing no bullshit reindeer games right now. But guess who we get? So they're all in there with my mom. Oh, so Smiley, you ain't got Tammy at that point. You got Smiley. I record the fucking call. I record the shit. We ain't gonna be playing this game. I'm sorry. Because guess who I have in there? I have the 3 neuro doctors that told me exactly that, and my son that, and my mother that yesterday. So, honestly, enough is enough. So, Not only did I get a response, I got a response with those same 3 doctors. Oh, and they had the nerve to ask me, could I come in? We'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to tell you exactly what I told them because I emailed it. I meant not emailed it. I texted it to my son. I had all this wrote down, and I don't think I took a breath. And when I was finished talking to them, then that's when they asked me, could I come in tomorrow? I said, no, but I tell you what you can do. My son's going to print this paper off, everything I just said to you, and you can sit down with your other doctors and have a meeting, and you can call me back. I'm livid. I'm still livid. So this is what I said to them, and I just want y'all to know this, but this is what I said. She said, the first lady says, well, what can I help you with today? I mean, what seems to be the problem? That was the wrong way to approach me. And I said, well, one, we talked about rehabilitation again for my mom. And I said, but I want you to know my mother is not going to leave that hospital or any hospital care to go to rehab until she is not in pain and her pain is under total control. I said, that's number one. And we know for sure a diagnosis, and that's from all of her tests that y'all still have out, and that you're doing an immediate care plan, and you've exhausted all of her treatments in that hospital, and I mean all of them, because I know that's her rights. And I said, because at this point, no matter what you find, she's very sick. I said, she came in with a brain bleed. She had spinal surgery. And now she cannot walk. She can't move. And I said, we know she's declined. And we know she has other issues. And we know she has a pressure sore. And we know she has now a Foley calf. I said, but we are not getting any straight answers, I feel like. And I said, see, at this point, I don't want to over exaggerate. I said, but I guess I could count about 5 to 7 at least MRIs. I said, and 4 to 5 CAT scans this last go around, this last week or so. And I said, but nobody has yet to tell us anything, in my opinion, or is fixing the issue. And I said, you tell me what these 7 MRIs and these 5 CAT scans are not telling you that the first 2 or 3 did not. And I said, so I have to wonder, is this for the dollar? I said, and I don't mean to be rude. I said, my mama wouldn't want me to be rude. I said, she's the one under your care, so I'm not trying to be rude. I said, but I have to wonder that. I said, I'm asking you, what is the plan? How are you going to fix her? Can she be fixed? Or is she going to be like this the rest of her life? And what is the rest of her life? I said, speak to me in layman terms, please. If you can't, then you need to find somebody that can. And I want to transfer her to Vanderbilt. I said, someone who can get answers and help her, not a rehabilitation center. And because if you do that, you are passing the buck to somebody else who cannot take care of her because they don't know what's wrong with her. And I said, and she is in so much pain. I said, that needs to be taken care of. That's one reason she's not wanting to eat. I said, and think about this. This is what I told them. I said, think about this. I said, I'm no doctor. I said, but y'all are neurologists. Every one of y'all is neurologist. I said, you of all people know from your brain, down in your spine, around your spine, the nerves, what kind of pain that should causes or whatever. I said, and furthermore, my mom didn't have a car wreck or anything, but I said, for example, if somebody had a car wreck, or even if they didn't, and they had brain surgery, I said, for example, I said, or any surgery for that matter, would you not have them up, walking, or at least sitting up on the bed, at least walking or standing a few feet? And they said, yes. I said, okay, she's been laying flat of her back for at least a month. I said, this makes no sense. What's the reason? Why not? The nurses can't even turn her hardly to wipe her butt. I said, this makes no sense. This is not my mom. And I guarantee you, before this accident, my mom could turn over or turn circles around y'all. I guarantee you, anyone in this room, even through the cancer and everything she had, I promise you that. And I want to know what you're going to do about it. And that lady said, whoa, that was a lot of questions. And that was a lot of stuff we have to answer. And a lot of stuff you said. Do you think you could come in and sit down? Because, see, it takes a team of doctors. And it will be we need to sit down with a lot of doctors tomorrow. Could you come in and sit down with us? And I said, I just told y'all, I sat with her 12 hours yesterday. I have been down there 3 times, and I'm telling y'all, I am back in Florida right now. I said, and again, her friend, she said this. She had the nerve to say this. She says, and the feeding tube, well, we just want to make sure she's capable of giving her signature. Now she wants to be on that. My mama spoke up and said, I can assure you I'm in my right mind. I said, ma'am, y'all just asked her yesterday, and she agreed to that. I said, not only me, my son, and her friend was in the room. I said, and me and my son is over her medical care. I said, but you plainly asked her, and she said yes, and y'all agreed that you were going to do it this morning. And she says, oh, yeah, she seems in her right mind. She can sign it. Well, there's no problem there. But the problem is, it's the weekend, and we just don't know if we can get general surgery in her. I said, well, I tell you what. If you can't, then you can get her transferred to Vanderbilt. But I'll tell you what, you'll do that. But I said, pain management might not be your call. I'll give you that. But I tell you what, we're going to get her pain under control, and my mom is not going to suffer. I said, that's my mom, and she's not going to suffer. And I said, and she's not going to be pushed off on somebody else just to turn around and come back in there again. And I said, and she got a bed sore while she was in the hospital. I said, and it's not going to happen. It's not. My son said, she said, okay, well, we will get, I said, yeah, my son will print that off what I just said. Because everything I just said to you, I had wrote down, and I'm texting it to him now. And you can print it off, and you can sit down with your doctors and have your little meeting tomorrow. And then you can call me back and tell me what your plan is and what the other tests are that come in and yada, yada, or whatever. And so that's what they agreed to do. Well, I also called the social worker, and I told her, I said, look, my mother's not moving out of there into no rehab, whatever. And I told her just what I told that lady, period. And also within an hour, I started getting all these calls back. This doctor and that doctor and this doctor. And one doctor's like, oh, please give us another chance. And I didn't know this and I didn't know that. And I will call you every morning after I check her. And some tests just hadn't come back because they are send-out tests, which makes a lot of sense or whatever. But I'm just like, and, we're getting on the ball for this or that or whatever. And then the next thing I know, and so the feeding tube, yes, she's getting that. And I don't know where the miscommunication come in. And but the only thing is, I'm pushing it, but I can't promise because it's the weekend. I said, look, that sounds like a y'all problem, not a us problem, because that's what was said that she's supposed to have done. I don't care that you have a skeleton crew. That's not my problem. You might have to pay somebody overtime to come in. Well, if we don't get it in tomorrow, we'll get it in Sunday. Well, guess what? They had the general anesthetic people coming up there talking to her today. And I think they're going to get it done tomorrow. But I said, she's just getting weaker and weaker. And I told that one lady, the doctor, I'll wait till tomorrow. But I said, look, I know we're not God or anything. But, how long does she have? And I won't go into all that now. But she also said it depends on how she does. But, I'm not messing around. And one other reason I come on here and I told y'all this is because, enough is enough. And I told them, I said, we're not rich people. I'm here and I'm there, and I can't be going back and forth. I will. But we need answers. We don't need games. And I have obligations here and I have obligations there. And she don't need to suffer. And, that's why I said, thank God for the night nurse too. There's things she can't say to her patient. And there's things that she can't say to the doctors. But honey, she told me, she said, look, and I ain't trying to ditch my job or nothing, but give them time to say this or answer you. And, she's telling me things to say too. Yeah, my mama's a human being. Exactly. And she said, it's your right. You don't have to go anywhere. Or they have to give you a second opinion or whatever. Yes, she's an excellent nurse, Millie. She did. She told me. She's the one who told me. She's like, tell them you'll go to Vanderbilt. She did. I wish you'd even understood. I was on the phone with her at 10 o'clock last night. She really is. She really is, because I wanted some definite answers. I wanted some definite answers. But I want some honesty. I know everybody's not honest like I expect them to be, but Jesus Christ. you know but that's just some of everything that was said and done. um I just couldn't believe everything was so screwed up this morning. I could not believe it. But they did the one the not the other people they told. Okay, so I can tell you this. They told me, the second doctor that called me, not them. Just never mind that. They told me, and Millie, you might can help me. Well, I don't need to know what massive is, okay? But if you want to help the audience out, you can. They told me she had a massive insult to the brain. And they told me she's probably never going to be back to herself. They did tell me that. They said she'll never be back the same. But they started to open up immediately. And again, I started getting other calls with the promise to get things running correct and get the ball rolling. And if I was not there, to call me every single day, again, without going into the private things, real, deep. I know I've told a lot, and that's fine. It's fine. If I didn't want you to know, I wouldn't told you. But I did record the calls. I am sick of this shit. And my mother is everything to me and my brother. And when it comes to my family and you start messing around, you're going to have a problem. You might think you're not, but it's only what I allow you to get by with. And I'll only allow you to get by with so much. With that being said, I'm glad I got clear-cut answers I needed. Maybe not what I wanted to hear, but what I needed to know. I did at least accomplish that, today. And yes, Susie, he can work miracles. I do believe that. So it's just a matter of, is it tomorrow, Sunday? Hopefully it's tomorrow. They'll end up putting her to sleep, putting the feeding tube in as soon as possible. If, for God's sakes, hopefully they won't screw that up again a second time. Another reason I also wanted to come on here and tell you, I wanted to blow some steam, but I wanted to say thank you to everybody for your prayers. All we need is your prayers. Please. Thank you for checking on me and keeping my mom and stuff in your prayers. But this should never happen to nobody. And even if you're in a position yourself or with your loved one, you may need to know there are things you can do. And I want you to know, bring the concerns to your doctor or your nurses as soon as possible if you recognize these things, and you can complain about it. It's you can, and don't be afraid to. Just be specific, write the things down, and make sure that they hear you. Make sure the communication is there. And it's your life or it's your loved one's life. And don't let them suffer. Like I told them, what does it matter? Her age, what she's been through, and definitely what she's going through now. What the hell does it matter? Oh, and I did accomplish getting her pain meds changed today, and they're going to check to see if that don't work tomorrow. Well, check all you want, because she needs to be comfortable. Okay? Comfortable. And because at this point, again, I don't know if it's your ego or whatever, but that's my mother, and at this point, what does it matter? And again, I don't mean to be rude to them, but what does it matter? Some of these things need to be addressed. I don't appreciate this at all. I don't. And there are things that, like I said, you can do. When you get an infection in the hospital, you also got the Joint Commission you can go to. Oh, they don't want that. They definitely don't want that. And I know about that because I used to work in a hospital. Damn sure don't want that. And you're allowed to ask for a second opinion from a different doctor. You're allowed to. And if you want to be moved, you can. They don't want that. That brings heat on them. But there's things, you can do. Yeah. And you don't, that is your flesh and blood. That is your family. You're not supposed to allow any less. You're not supposed to. I don't know what YouTube has brainwashed y'all about, or people don't understand about your families and your parents and your children. But you don't let your loved ones be treated like dogs. You just don't. You don't let your dogs be treated this bad. I'm sorry you lost your parents. No, it's my mom when she was younger, Whispering Winds, when she was, excuse me, graduating. I just found it at her house and put it up. I brought it back home, or took a picture. I brought it home. I got the original. I didn't want nothing to happen to it. And then I thought, well, I'm going to put it up tonight since I'm talking about her. Oh, I love you too. Yeah, Millie, it really is. Because I said pain is affecting everything. Yeah, Margaret, I am so sorry. Yes, Susie, Smiley Squad. But just remember, there's things you can do. And I just hope and pray that none of y'all have to go through this. And some of you, I know, don't have your parents and stuff. And I'm so sorry for that. Thank you. Thank you so much. She is. She always had good genes. But we're adult orphans, yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got some real pretty pictures of her. I love you big. Yeah, you have to do what's right for your loved ones. Yeah, and I don't think if something or when something happens to her, I don't think I don't think you can, no matter how much you prepare, I don't think you can ever be prepared, if that makes sense. Um Thank you, Tammy T. And sometimes, like this journey here, maybe it is trying to prepare me better than I could handle it if it was sudden. But I don't think I could ever still be prepared, if that kind of makes any sense at all. I don't know. But to see her like this, it's hard. It's real hard. And to have to be the one to deal with everything and here and there and here and there. I mean, it's about, look, the other night I woke up to nightmares, and that's not good. That's not good. It's just not good. Yeah. So, but anyway, I've been on here a little bit over an hour. I wanted to come catch y'all up, and then I don't know. I don't know. I may be back a couple of days. I may not. I just don't feel like it's good to be on here all the time now. I just don't feel like it. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I've tried to catch up with a few things in the last couple of days, but I am too, Margaret. I mean, it does me good, and sometimes I want to keep my mind off of things, but and I'm trying to. Last couple of days, I've tried to post a couple of things, but it's like I can't really keep my mind on stuff. I worry so much, and yeah, Mimi Jean. She was like the other night, it was sad because, and she goes in and out of these, like she'll have a right mind and she'll know exactly what you're talking about, but then you'll come to realize she may put it with something else, or sometimes she'll do real good, or she'll, yeah, Lucidity. And then, okay, so the other night I was sitting there and she didn't realize I was in the room, and she was talking about me, like how good I was, or I had a good heart. And that was the day my phone was stolen. I told her, and she had that on her mind and was thinking about that. Oh my God, it was just like weird. And then she thought these kids was free there in the hallway, but she thought it was her living room, and they were freezing out in the hallway. And I don't know. She thought the nurses was coming in from outside and they were freezing. They need to sit down in her living room, and that's just not my mom. It was hard to see. And she wanted to make us a grilled cheese sandwich, and she thought, she forgot about it a few minutes later. But see, she was kind of she was she said, like, it was sad because she said another time, she's like, I know when I get home, she's like, all I'm gonna do is cook, cook, cook. So she was thinking about food. Yeah, like she was thinking about it, like, yeah, it was yesterday. She does have a UTI. I don't know if you come in earlier or not, but her brain is not telling her to go to the bathroom, and they did these bladder scans and stuff, and so she can't, like, they took the catheter all the way out, then they put the straight catheter in, then they took that catheter out because of that infection, because she had the UTI. Now they put the Foley catheter in. It's just one mess after another. But she's got some kind of infection in her spine, and they're not sure what that is. And in her head also. I even asked them today, I said, look, they're not sure in her head. They said she don't have no tumor or anything, because I asked them, I said, has her cancer come back to her brain? Has it come in her brain? I said, do you think that her cancer has spread, to her brain? Can you tell me that? That's what I was worried about. Like, can you tell me that? Yeah, it's unusual for older people to be confused, and then when they have been in the hospital for a while, it usually gets better once they are home. Yeah. But see, the other problem is, um, she's deteriorating instead of getting better from the surgery. You know, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm not saying it right. As far as her, like, she don't have any, especially on her left side, the wick catheter. Yeah, Tammy. And see, that's what I asked him. I'm like, are y'all sure it's not turned into septic? Because, see, she also had the pressure sore. And I'm like, and that was a stage 3. And I'm like, oh, and I did say, okay, so that's what I told them. I said, look, she's been on antibiotics. That my son said they were the three neurologists when they walked out of the room, Dave. I said, she's been, he said they were pissed. They snatched that paper and walked out there. I said, she has been on antibiotics almost a freaking month. What are you talking about? Why can't y'all get rid of none of these infections? Oh, I will, Beth Ann. Yeah, because after I gave them the Come to Jesus meeting, they thought they were going to talk to me about the bullshit about the antibiotics. And I'm like, what is it you don't understand? She's been on antibiotics a month. Y'all better be getting the right kind of antibiotics. It could be whispering winds. I don't know. Susie, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And that's why I told them today, straight up. So tomorrow, well, it's today now. They better, they better. There's no way to get it mixed up. They got that paper printed out. Go sit down with your other doctors. No, I won't be there. You got my words. Basically, what I just told y'all. I want XYZ. I don't know which doctors you're going to be sitting with. And there was a little bit more to it than that. But when you call me tomorrow, now the one doctor's going to call me in the morning when she goes in there. But when these doctors call me tomorrow, when they're on this conference call, they better have that XYZ answered and ABCDEFG, LMNOP, and all the ones in between that I left out. And I ain't no dummy. Yes, there's send out test, but send out test, you know, they don't take forever and a day. It don't take them till February 1st to come back. Thank you, Whispering Winds. Yeah, y'all pray for me. Pray for me to have some patience because I don't have, one thing I don't have patience. I don't mind telling y'all. I don't have to tell y'all. Y'all can see that. Y'all can see that. I don't have very many patients. Lord, these people be getting on my last nerves. Hmm. That's why I told that. That's why I told them doctors today. I said, "Look, my mama wouldn't want me to be ugly, y'all. I'm trying." I said, "Because she's the one that's got to be under your care, and Lord knows I don't want nothing to happen to her under y'all's care now." Huh. My, my, my son talked to me after that. He said, "Mama, I had to turn my back." I said, "What was my mama doing?" He said, "Oh, she was just sitting there, or not sitting there. She's laying flat on her back." He said, "She was just listening." She was just listening. He said, when you started talking about when you told him about when somebody has a car wreck and they have to have brain surgery or whatever, he said she kind of said, "I ain't had no car wreck." He said, "I had to look at her and say, shake my head and say, she ain't saying you had a car wreck." He said, "She just sat there with her eyes and rolled her eyes." Susie said, "You wouldn't make a very good." No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I was down there, believe it or not. Now, look, maybe in my younger days, because I did work at the hospital and I do have compassion. I told my mom the other day when I was feeding her and stuff like that, and it's just my certain ways or whatever. I said I wouldn't make a good nurse, would I? uh, I used to work in a nursing home too, and I get attached to them, to the older people and stuff. I like that, but I don't. these days, nowadays, I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience I used to have. I used to have patience. I just don't anymore. Everything gets on my last freaking nerve. Oh, she is, Miss Ann. She listen, and she don't want to. My mom's real. She don't want to bother them nurses and stuff. I'm like, you've got to tell these nurses. Do you want me to punch this button? Let me punch this button. Remember, you got this button here. Yeah, sometimes you do. Sometimes you do, Millie. I can't say enough about that one nurse though. I'm trying to figure out next time I go, even if my mom's not there, I really want to do something for that one nurse because I'm really trying to figure out. You don't understand whether I'm there or not, the time she takes to spend with me on the phone. Sometimes 20 minutes or so. And she takes her time. She's very good. I mean, very good. Yeah, I'll do something like that, Millie, because she is, and when I made mention of my mom, I'm like, I really, really like her, that nurse. Yeah, she really is. She really is. So when people go out of their way like that and really show stuff like that, that really touches me. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because, of course, there's some that just, they don't. Let me tell you something. When we were over in the other hospital, the first hospital or whatever, I swear before Jesus, that male nurse over there, she had two of them. One of them was good. The one male nurse, I asked him a question out in the hallway. We were talking. And if I swear before Jesus, if I am lying, I am dying right now. That man told me and my son both he didn't know because it was below his pay grade. Yeah, she's in it because she cares. She sure is. Yeah, he sure did, whispering. He sure did. I was like, what the heck? And he'd take his sweet time about everything. Oh, I hope your granddaughter's all right. Yeah, I think he needs a different job too. Yeah, I don't give him a bill. Yeah, I ain't giving him nothing. Oh, she was 100 years old. Oh, I know older people are just so sweet. When I worked in the nursing home a long time ago, and this was years and years ago, there was a lady there, and nobody come to visit her. And we lived in apartments behind the nursing home. And I wanted so bad to just take her home with me. I just wanted to take her home. Uh, She was the sweetest thing. I'd go visit her on my days off and stuff just to make sure she was okay. Oh, I'm so glad, Mimi Jean. Well, I'll be praying for her. I hope she gets okay. I really do. But yeah, guys, I guess I will get off of here now. It is 1:22. 1:22. It is now the 21st. But I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me. And I guess maybe I'll see y'all in a couple of days, and unless something breaks, I don't know. Just try to get my mind clear and see what's going on. Tell Dakota Smiley and Smiley Squad, love her, you are praying for her. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That Mimi Jean, tell Dakota Smiley and Smiley Squad, love her and are praying for her. Yes, yes. Tell her Smiley and Smiley Squad is praying for her. Absolutely. Good night, Miss Ann. Thank you so much. And thank you for your prayers. And please take care of yourself as well. We're praying for you too. We sure are. Thank you. And I love y'all so, so much. Y'all have a good night. See y'all later. And thank you for joining me. Bye.